Good morning, happy Spire Saturday. Welcome on back for episode 10 of our ongoing Spire campaign. The Lost Spaces is the name of today's episode. Hi, my name is Jess. This is my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am your Spooter Mom, here to do a protect on you. Do you have water? Have you rested? Do you need to stretch? Dustin. Good, because your Spooter Mom wants you to be good. Take care of yourself. Let's go around and say hi to everyone. Hi, Nicholas.
Hello. I am feeling quite decent today. So, and I will be playing Mirabelle, who is occult pulp journalist, who is very good at her work.
And has
very good at getting in trouble.
I was gonna say, who has multiple noses.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. So we're going slightly out of order. So next is Jason.
Yes, hi, I'm Jason, and I'm the GM for this game. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any especially terrible things planned for my players this time, but we'll see what trouble they get themselves into, because I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Oh, I'm sure we can think of something.
I'm shocked by this comment you have made, that you don't have pre-prepared evil for us.
Nope, not this time, just reactionary evil.
Well, on that note, I am Dusty, and I am playing Torith of the Lost Chapters of Vermissian Sage. And I'm going to start into the recap. As the group is traveling, they don't really notice that Torith steps away for a minute. Because, I mean, Torith steps away a lot. And they're heading their way down Spire to discuss what they just figured out from their infiltration of Paris's gallery. And Torith opens a door that wasn't there a second ago, and he walks out onto what looks like a train platform. And he takes out the book that they have in their pocket, and he sits down and he waits. And slowly, this room is just a spherical room, and it's just a train platform and one bench. And Torith is sitting on the bench, flipping through this book, and they found and they're very interested in since it started speaking to them. And one by one along the spherical walls, train tunnels open up. And walking out from each one of those is a different version of Torith. And they all sort of walk towards the bench, and they stand around. And he looks up. They look up. It's really hard to remember to keep him, them, they, we all together. They look up. Are we all here? And there's sort of a unanimous, yes, we are all here. Well, what have we found? And one of the Toriths sort of steps forward, and this Torith is a more fancy Torith. Like the Paris infiltration seemed to go without a hitch. And there's a laugh from another Torith somewhere. We found information. The Moon Festival at the Sky Docks might be connected to what is happening with the Selixta and the hatcheries and whatever plots are plotting. Yes, we remember that. And the Torith that this game knows looks at a couple others like, what else do we know? And another Torith sort of steps forward. This one looks more scholarly, And still, Snow steps lightly. We recognize the name. We don't know. Our time in the College of Divine Magic. We should investigate the Ivory Row. Yes. Are we not going to talk about the thing we don't know? And another Torith is very upset. Yes? Do you mean Imogene? Yes! What happened to her in that room? We don't know. Whatever conversation she had with Paris. I know, says another Torith. Then please, shed the light. The cult of the masked god. They have a partnership that will give Paris more power. He protected Imogene from this. He wants to protect Imogene further. We mustn't let his hands near her again. She will be fine. She is of House Staris. Yes, we know. We told her so. Perhaps that will set a different line in motion. And the Torith that's sitting on the bench listening to all these Toriths tell him what he already knows. Yes, good. We know of the Moon Festival taking place near the Sky Docks, and we have dealings in the Ivory Row. We will find what Calixta and this House of the Masked God. We don't trust these people, these fanatics. We don't trust them at all. Vermissian will provide. It may have provided enough already. But you should all go. We have much to do and much work to do. This book may provide us more information. We will let you know. Until we meet again. And he sort of steps up, puts his hat back on, and walks through a tunnel, and all the other Toriths walk through their tunnels, and Torith steps back out another door and is behind his friends again.
I feel like people should keep like a little like child leash on Torith. But then I feel like the child leash would just end and float in space randomly. Yeah.
I was literally gonna say that sometimes you would look up at your child leash and it would just be in like a bubble in like space, like it would be just half in a reality.
Just tied to a doorknob.
God damn it, Torith!
Yeah, no one in the group even notices that Torith was gone.
He disappears all the time.
Yeah, it's best if we just let them walk away and not acknowledging it, because if we do, then it means that something is amiss and that needs to be taken care of. And
does the Torith that emerges back out look the same as the one who went in?
No, this Torith
has horns.
I wish. This Torith looks a little more rough and tumble. Like, more of a warrior scholar, as it were. But, I mean, maybe it looks like they've carried heavy books for a long period of time. You know, just a little beefy librarian, let's call it.
Would say sun's out, guns out, except they're drow elves, and that wouldn't be good. I think I killed Jess. All right, so. Oh, and Jess is eating too, even better. So the group, you are heading down Spire from Amaranth. but you haven't yet decided where exactly you're going. You do have one somewhat pressing concern. There are still 2 bodies that you shoved into the extra dimensional space of the Vermissian. And Torith has been increasingly a little bit anxious about the idea of ditching some recently dead corpses in the Vermissian, because, I mean, Torith knows better than anyone that weird things could happen by doing that.
Nothing wants to stay in the Vermissian for long.
I still vote that we dish them off the sky docks.
Well, Mirabelle has told you that she knows someone who could dispose of them where no one would care. So that's an option. There's still, I mean, whether you're going to head back to the hatchery, you are all feeling slightly on edge.
Where is the graveyard?
So
the morgue.
So the Guild of Morticians operates out of a place called the Necropolis, which is actually this fairly narrow but very long vertical shaft that runs through the center of the spire. Basically, it ends around the works, and it goes up till about the middle of the spire. And there are all sorts of different things and communities within the Necropolis, but they all make people pretty nervous and anxious. So aside from the Guild of Morticians and various people who are really into the dead and ghosts, most people avoid the Necropolis, or at least don't stay there for very long. But you can get to it from just about any level from the middle city to the works.
We would like to take care of those bodies.
Yeah, if we go and see my friend and he can, hide them extremely well. And, I mean, their bodies might even provide some benefits for other beings.
It's better than letting them provide benefits for the Vermissian.
Yeah. And it seems like it might also be a way for us to, go there and then come out in Ivory Row if we're going to go there and see that snow fellow.
What was the snow fellow again?
They were in Paris's diary.
Yes, it was Sill Snow Step Slightly. It was a name that was circled in Paris's diary along with an address in Ivory Row.
God, they have such good names.
Yes. They're an Aelfir.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. It's like literally my rating goes like blah, 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 and then it's like squished out into the corner here. Still snow steps slightly. Okay.
But yeah, you could go down Spire to like the middle city area and enter the Necropolis from there.
All right, it would be nice to get some rest at some point, though. But I do like... I've warmed up to this plan, Mirabelle, now that you said we get to give back to the community.
Bodies...
Back the gift of corpses.
Bodies, dead rest.
Yes, bodies, then bed rest, yes. Those bodies, then our bodies.
Self-care.
After corpse care.
Yeah. Self-care comes after corpse care. This seems fair. Yes.
If you don't do enough self-care, you'll need the corpse care.
Oh, see. Yeah. Carlos is a big proponent of self-care.
All cyclical.
And corpse care. And egg sac care.
And
So
blood
let's
care.
Yes. So unless you guys want to do anything on the way there, I can skip you ahead. Oh,
No, I just have a joke. That
okay, that's very important.
the next time that Kohosa needs to get blood from someone, let's hope that she doesn't accidentally take off their arm.
I know what that's referencing.
Yeah. Anyway, we can continue. I don't think I have anything that I would want to do on the way there.
That was an accident, to be fair. So I tried really hard not to do, and it happened anyway. You know, sometimes you just go to take a little blood, remove a whole arm. So
it happens.
Yep.
But yes, you descend into the down Spire levels, and I think because of the way the Necropolis is, and you don't actually want to travel through too much of it, because it even creeps you out, Mirabelle.
Yeah.
You go down to the garden level of the Spire, and you enter the Necropolis there because you know that's near where Xavier lives and operates out of. Which I'll just talk a little bit about the garden because that's interesting. The garden is a huge indoor natural space in the Spire. It actually is like a dome that hangs off of the side of the Spire. But inside there's a forest of like willow trees. There are the hanging gardens, which is where many bodies of drow end up, probably where these two will end up, where they are hung over this open area and a special kind of mushroom feeds on them. And that mushroom is extremely tasty and nourishing to drow. So they become a food source, a recycled food source for drow. But there's also the algae farms are there, and the grub works, where those big pits of grubs that are grown for eating. But it is like a whole indoor kind of twilight forest.
That's cool. Sold.
And you find kind of Mirabelle leads you to this archway that goes into the Necropolis, which as soon as you enter it, it is this extremely tall vertical shaft running up through the Spire. This point is particularly narrow, and it's got this rickety, like half stone stairway, half like metal scaffolding structure going up and around the outside of it. But built onto that is like a whole community. There are things just attached to the stairs that people are living off of, platforms, shop stalls. There are like rooms built on the wall, clinging to the wall in various ways. And it's also a riot of color. There are like tapestries that will stretch across this narrow shaft, flags and pennants that are hung. You can smell at least a dozen different types of incense that are burning in here, and just floating up the tunnel. But it's actually, I would say it's noisy, but it's as if there are dozens of people who are whispering in hushed tones. So there's like a constant white noise in this community, but it's not like loud. There's no one yelling. And you know, Mirabelle, that Xavier has it's both his living space and his workspace that is up the stairs a bit.
Come along this way, I think. I think they don't change that much, I hope.
And you start walking up the stairs as Mirabelle's leading you, and some people are sort of not shouting at you, but they're just trying to draw your attention from the nearby stalls and saying, a Sten fortune for you? Would you like to know your fate? And another one speaks up from like a stall a few feet away and says, "Perhaps you'd like to talk to your dead relatives. Your ancestors await."
No.
Torth hears the fortune thing and is like, Torth walks over.
You walk over to this little like stall. It's literally like hammered together wood planks that are hanging off of the stairwell, just hanging above like empty pit void. Well, not empty. There's other stalls below it, but it's hanging into the open space. And there is this drow woman in there who, I mean, drow don't usually look old. Drow live to about a century in Spire, but they don't get like old and wrinkly when they age, really. But those who tend to live a very hard life will show it, and this one has definitely lived a hard life. Her skin is like weathered and kind of has a rough texture, appears to have a rough texture. She has just a dark, very dark skin, and reddish colored eyes. And she just looks up at you and says, "Yes, a sten for your fortune."
You say our fortune?
Yes.
We are curious how correct you are. We will consult our notes. Do I have a sten?
Yes. Those are the sten are the lower form of currency in Spire. They're the drow form of currency. They actually look like nails.
Oh, right.
But yes, you definitely have one.
I'll put 2 sten.
Thank you. Oh, the spirits circle you. There's a great destiny hanging over you.
Torth
Yes.
is taking notes.
Yes, you are very important to things that are going to come. Hidden things, secret things. Are these your friends? And she looks up towards the others around you.
They are.
They are also significant. Keep them safe.
This is all very vague. Do you have any facts?
I do. One moment. And she closes her eyes and she puts her hand up and she just seems to be listening. She tilts her head slightly. Yes. Yes. I see a cavern. No. A building. A vast and old building. And people hidden in the walls. Like rats. They must remain secret. It's dangerous if they were to be noticed. And you are there. All of you are there. And there are others coming. Dangerous others. You must protect them. They can't be seen. They can't be noticed.
In the walls.
Yes.
The dangerous others must be protected, or the ones in the walls must be protected?
The ones who are hiding must stay hidden.
Anything else?
She tilts her head again. She's listening. She nods. I see a person who is many people. Strange. This person has 1,000 faces. And they have done something, a ritual. They have, is that a small mirror in their hands? A small mirror that contains great power. Yes. You have to stop this person.
We know.
I'm sorry, friend. Your future is very troublesome and dangerous.
We are quite used to that. I am thankful and surprised. This is good information. I appreciate. I put another stem on whatever.
Spirits bless you.
Spirits provide.
Thank you, friend. Be safe.
We shall try.
And then she looks over your shoulder for a moment at Cahosa, and she kind of gasps. You actually catch like a half. Then she stops.
Yes? Is there something you require, dear?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's all right.
Are you sure?
Yes, quite all right. And she starts fiddling with like a pile of small animal bones. They look like bird bones that she has next to her. Like she appears to be arranging them, but they didn't need arranging.
All right. And I'll start to walk away, but I'm gonna still keep looking at her with all my eyes.
She is, as you're looking back at her, she is definitely trying to avoid looking at you. Like she is looking everywhere else but at you.
Quite loud, but still not, shouting. Mirabelle will go, Cahosa, please try not to eat the local people.
Well, they should stop making themselves look so tasty then.
A few nearby people like look over to you, but it's odd because like they all you get their attention with that, but they don't seem that fazed by it, and they shortly have to return to whatever they were doing.
I mean, there's literally people hanging up for food here, so I feel like it's not that weird a comment to make. But she's definitely doing a big wide-eye smile at everything.
But yeah, you press upwards on the stairs further, and you shortly reach a door, which Mirabelle belongs to Xavier's place.
I will make a small knock and then I will open it just and go, Xavier, darling, are you present?
Yes, I'm here. Mirabelle, is that you?
Yes, and I will open, just flung up the door open.
Okay, you fling open the door, and you've been here before. Xavier has sort of at the front of his living area is a workspace. And workspace for him, he's in the Guild of Morticians. So he has like what looks like a large operating table that's made of some like beaten flat sheet of metal. But then he's also got shelves full of things that are floating in some sort of preservative liquid. They look like they might be organs and body parts just floating, suspended in liquid, as well as skeletons of small creatures that seem like reassembled, sitting on these shelves and on a desk.
I haven't been around for a while, but work. How is the family?
Oh, everyone is quite well. And Xavier steps in, from behind a pile of books and things that he was working at. And he is a tall drow, but also very gaunt. He's almost like a beanpole. He's wearing dark robes that are sort of not fancy at all. They're almost like a dyed canvas material. And they just hang loose over him. And yeah, he does. I mean, his facial features are gone. He has like very pronounced cheekbones because it just looks like hasn't eaten very well for a long time. But he looks happy. He looks very satisfied in what he's doing. And he's got sort of a receding hairline of this like bright white hair, but it just sort of sticks out along the sides and is sort of bald in the front.
And he should be happy. I hear he has an extremely impressive body of work. That is the best combination of words you've ever put in a chat, Nicholas. I'm just gonna say. Nosferatu drow. Yes.
Yes, accurate.
Oh my god, I love it. I love them so much. But like,
yes,
yeah.
But everyone is well. How are you, Mirabelle?
Well, decent enough, I suppose. We are in a little bit of a predicament.
Oh, I see you have friends here.
Yes, I have friends.
I haven't met these, have I?
No, these are new. They are accompanying me on on a story.
Oh, well, friends of Mirabelle, I'm Xavier. And he takes a small bow and says, Guild of Morticians.
Torith takes off the big hat. Torith.
Nice to meet you, Torith.
Hello, it is lovely to meet you. I am Kosa of the Midwives, since we are pronouncing our job titles.
He chuckles slightly and says, a midwife. Excellent.
You couldn't tell, darling?
Oh, I had a hunch, but I have great respect for the midwives.
Sorry.
As all
What
should.
happened to it? Sorry.
What are you giggling about?
He said he had a hunch, and I was going like, well, what happened to it? I don't know that he was...
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
And then
I've watched too many Mel Brooks movies.
Yes, I know what you're referring to there. Imogene has been pretty quiet this whole time. She's been pretty quiet since you guys left the gallery. But she sort of nods at Xavier and says, and I'm Imogene. And she just says that simply. It doesn't really add anything to it. If Xavier recognizes her, he doesn't seem to react at all. So, what has brought all of you to me? You said you had a predicament?
Yes. I'm not entirely sure how to explain it, but...
It might be easier to explain by showing?
Is that easier, though? Is it really?
I mean, I feel like typically it would require preface, but in this instance...
Yeah, I mean, bring the problem here and then it can be solved. I mean, that's...
Do you have a place that I'll just do it as Torith. This may seem a strange question, but do you have places that you store bodies?
Oh, not here in my home. I do some
or in your
home.
home.
Here. Well, it's my home and my office. It's all sort of one and the same.
Sorry, does a cupboard work?
Do you have... any door will be fine. Do you have a table?
Well, do you mean a table for...
For your...
He nods at the
right.
kind of beaten flat metal sheet, which looks like an operating table or a place where cadavers might be kept.
Yes, well, I'll just look for something big enough that would open to a body.
Would it be more desirable for us to go to his workplace? We're not laying them down on his bed or anything, are we?
No, I mean, this is his work. This is like his front office. He has a home like beyond this.
You made it sound like I was like, oh, we're in this dude's like.
But it is
room?
unusual that I mean, he's got basically like a little morgue space attached to his home.
Oh,
but
that's cozy. That's fine.
You understand the Spire as it lives and breathes, do you not?
I do.
We have a delivery for you, but I don't want you to be alarmed in the manner in which I am about to deliver it. We have a problem, and Mirabelle suggested that you might help us with said problem. If you could be so kindly as to open up that cupboard there.
All right. And he
And
walks
I'm
over.
literally going to use Dead Drop.
to drop the dead.
It has never been more accurate ever.
It is now, because in that Dead Drop is now dead people that we dropped there previously.
Dropped dead.
All right, so he opens the cupboard and there are like two corpses just like stacked on one another. Oh dear. This is a predicament.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I personally voted we not bother you with them and just throw them off the sky docks, but apparently you do use them, so...
We do.
It would be nice to not have them traceable to us.
I
question.
would argue, once falling from the sky docks, they will no longer be traceable either.
There are too many variables in a falling. If they get caught, intercepted, found at the bottom, questions could arise. We don't need more questions.
I don't know
After-
what warm summer breeze you think is going to blow up and catch the bodies and simply lift them off somewhere gently and land them nicely into some ill-gotten lap. But this is fine. This is better. You're right. You're all right that this is better.
Yes. I mean, also, this is a much nicer place than the Sky Docks.
This is very nice. It is lovely, and we get to meet
There are
new
no
friends.
many eyes looking at us.
Exactly.
Xavier sort of clears his throat a little bit. He says, well, I can assist you with this, and I will pay the proper respects to the bodies.
You
so
don't.
that
You
we
don't-
won't have any unquiet dead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good one. But other than that, I mean, you can just pour acid on their faces or anything. We don't care.
Well, no, the mushrooms will feed on them. And he starts hefting them out of that cupboard and onto the table.
I will steal that as a title for this.
Says, well, funny you should mention that, Mirabelle. I will do this for you if you get me an advanced copy of your next crime novel.
I mean, I can do that.
I do love those.
Mirabelle, you've been holding out on us.
What? No, I told you I am a.
We
No,
knew
I
about your paper, but not crime novels.
A novelist is.
They are the novels are a collection of the stories magazine. I'm not entirely sure if you have read them. Probably not then, though. I used to be more of a normal.
Can I roll to see if I've read any of Mirabelle's books?
I thought you were going to say, can I roll to see if Mirabelle has ever been normal?
Well, no, you can't roll for that. You don't need to.
Spire. None of us are normal.
You don't need to roll. If it makes sense, and I think it would make sense more than anything that Torith might have read, one of Mirabelle's books. You can just say that you've read them.
Yeah. Well, as you may have known, I have had lots of positions within the magazine I'm writing for. I started out, believe it or not, as a gossip columnist. That was so boring, but it was fun to pit people against each other, especially when you do it to their faces. I mean, but you get thrown out of parties that way.
Mirabelle always seems to know the pulse of what's going on down in the works.
Yeah.
It can be rather dull being a mortician sometimes. I'm not one of the executioners in our guild. They have a much more interesting life.
Is the name exactly as it sounds?
Oh, well, yes.
So most of the bodies are donated in that way?
No. Technically, I know you're not very familiar with how the executioners work, which is fine. Most people are not. But the ancient law of the drow before the Alfir had come to the Spire, no one could pronounce death on any drow, technically. But if someone were to receive some sort of capital punishment, the executioners would find their name already among the deceased. And then the executioners would be sent to correct the fate of them, so to speak, so that their existence matched their name already in the record of the dead.
Huh.
The Alfir, though, they've changed quite a bit since they arrived.
Well, I mean, that is the most interesting form of bureaucracy I've ever heard of.
Drow are quite interesting people.
Yes.
Middle City Malevolence. You wrote that.
Mirabelle?
Sorry, I did not.
Mirabelle did write that.
Yes, that was an early one. Not my best work.
It was quite immature in its style, but it had a lot of potential.
I tried to keep the side characters a little bit too close to what happened.
Ah, it had too much truth in it.
Well,
That's
you need to have
unfortunate.
truth. Yes, you need to have truth anyway. But if you embellish it, you can get the truth out in much more subtle and important ways. The Alfir doesn't really pick up on it because they lack sophistication.
You just hear like a kind of an amused laugh come from Xavier. He says, "Oh, they would choke if they heard you say that."
Well, I mean, that would be fun too. I need to test that.
But yes, I can take care of these two bodies for you. I'm not going to ask questions about where they came from. I presume that's part of the whole arrangement.
Yes, that would be good, because the less you know, the less we have to say.
Yes, I imagine so. Nicholas, roll 3d10 for me, because you're making a bond roll.
Okay.
We could make you forget anyway.
That's a 9.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, they're going to do it anyway, but this would be whether they suffered any sort of fallout from doing it, and they didn't even suffer any stress.
Nice. That's how we like to use our companions.
Yes.
Our friends. We like to not cause them stress and fallout. We have enough of that on our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
not spread it to.
I imagine that our character sheets that Jason is holding onto look like very filled out bingo cards. Like they're just
Yeah, and
It's
then
true.
one of them, he's just gonna go bingo.
yeah. Hey,
You
I've
broke it.
already gotten a bingo.
Yeah, you have.
I have a very large. I have like multiple bingo sheets, and
Yeah.
I really click bingo on a lot of.
I like this way of thinking of the game as bingo with like stress and terrible
Stress
things.
is bingo.
It's like stress bingo. You don't want to win bingo, so the more you get, the more stressed out you get.
Yep.
It's like if you won bingo and someone just electrocuted you.
It's the worst game of bingo ever.
Oh god.
I have to say, Mirabelle, your friends, they draw a lot of attention from the afterworld.
Well, okay.
Is that
I will turn and look at them and have a
What?
stern look.
You have a stern look. You don't see anything suspicious, but you know that
Yeah.
a number of the Guild of Morticians and people who live in the Necropolis can see ghosts, and that there are supposedly a lot of ghosts who hang out here.
Have you been fiddling with the dead?
Not on purpose. I mean, Torith did spend some very personal one-on-one time with a ghost recently. Do you forget that you were possessed?
You were?
yes.
You were possessed
forgot
by a
that I-
ghost. P.S.
But actually, he's staring a lot at Kosa right now.
God damn it.
I
Wait, me
Don't-
again?
I just have the ghosts of my past and my futures.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, strictly speaking, these two weren't exactly me. They got kissed by spiders. If that's what you're insinuating.
Well, yes, I was curious about that. He looks down at the corpses and says, unusual method of death, these two. Death by spider venom, hundreds of bites.
Well, you know, sometimes the goddess works in mysterious ways.
But also, around you, you have some ghosts. They are not speaking, but they are shadowy and wispy, with eyes of fire. They seem
Well,
to
we
be
all have
following you.
ghosts of our past, don't we? Yes.
Many do.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
Mm-mm.
Everyone else is just like awkwardly like looking between the two of you.
I mean, they can't see them. They can't see. They
Nope.
can't see the fiery-eyed ghosts that you just described.
No.
And Kosa's not too worried about it. So,
Well,
you know, sometimes we, you know, the goddess blesses us all and wants us all to keep each other safe. And perhaps there is someone looking out for me. And if so, I appreciate that.
yeah, someone does seem to be drawn to you.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I will take care of these for you, Maribel. But remember our deal? Advanced copy of your latest work.
Oh yeah. Do you want the one that's been published? Or do you want the next one? I mean, it's.
Oh, the next one, please.
Oh. Oh yeah. I am at work on that one as we speak.
I'm patient, but very excited to see what it'll be.
It's called Invasion of the Mirror People.
That sounds fascinating.
Oh, it is.
Is it based on true events?
Yes, of course. I am a respectable journalist. I couldn't, embellish too much.
I understand. I know that most of your crime novels are based on events in the Spire. But this one sounds particularly interesting. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's a lot better than Work Hazards.
That's good. Anyway, I will tell everyone you stopped by and said hello. I will leave out the part about you dropping off corpses for me.
Well, if they were found in your closet, did we really drop them off?
Very true, very true.
I just realized that might sound like a threat. It was not a threat. I mean,
I understand.
give my regards to the family, and
I certainly will.
we should probably be off before we disturb the ghosts.
Yes. And his eyes trail over to Kosa for a moment again before going back to examining the bodies. Nice seeing you again.
And I will walk out.
Okay.
Well, that went extremely smoothly.
Do you have something to tell us about ghosts? That sounds most fascinating.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, as I mentioned, Torith and Imogen and I saw some.
The hatchery
Oh.
that you saw us in. I believe they might be referencing the vengeance that the hatchery, those who fell in the hatchery, want. They may have found a gateway to vengeance through Cahosa and our antics. We put it lightly. I do not know. I do not speak with ghosts.
Except when they speak to you, apparently.
Well,
Or speak through you.
that was the time we don't remember all too well.
Yes, well, we have taken care of those bodies. Are we ready to go take care of our bodies? I mean, Imogen, you've been very quiet. Are you feeling all right? You seem a bit pale. I mean, you're always a bit pale, but perhaps you need some rest.
She kind of cracks a weary smile. Says, "Yeah, I'm just a little tired. Going back to the gallery was a bit difficult."
Yes, it is.
And I assume getting stabbed is also a bit fatigue-inducing.
Yes, that's true. Though that is feeling a lot better, thanks to Kosa.
That's what I'm here for, dear. Now, shall we be off?
Yes, let us get some rest. I have some research to do before. I feel we should investigate more about this contact in the Ivory Row before we go there. If that's
Yeah, that seems like we can do that before we go to the festival.
yes. But I would like to have some time to gather my notes from my time during my durance, in which I may know more about this character.
The snowy one? That character?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Could be handy.
So are you heading back to the hatchery?
Does everyone want to come rest back at the hatchery? There's definitely places for everyone to rest back at the hatchery.
I'm going home.
That's what I was wondering, if like Imogen and if people who had if people wanted to go home or if they just wanted to come rest at the.
Do I have a home?
Do you have a home?
This is a very good question. I assume you do have one somewhere. But I don't think we've talked about Torrance, so
Yeah, I don't think Torrance. I think Torrance is like some little place they managed to squirrel away, and it's really just sort of like the smallest studio apartment ever, in that it's like one room, a little cot, and a giant desk, and just notes and papers all over the place. But I don't know where that is.
Trying to think where would be a good
It's
place
like
for
an
that.
overlooked storage room in just some random place. Like, I don't know. It's like, and I don't pay for it. People just forgot that it existed, and I sort of took it over. And I feel like it's close to Vermisian access and things like that, but where would
Let's
something like that
see.
be? Where's the hatchery?
So the hatchery is sort of in the it's between Ivory Row and Upper Perch, sort of built underneath the cathedral.
Okay.
You could be in the middle city.
I'm fine if it's middle city.
Yeah, there's like a big nexus of Vermisian tunnels.
Yeah, that's
Middle
like
city.
Yeah.
And that would be sort of below. So there's the underground the hatchery area. Below that is Upper Perch, and then there's Perch, which is where it's just a bunch of ramshackle stuff that's built off of the side of the spire. But hanging, well, not hanging below Perch, but built below Perch is the middle city, which is like a section that sticks out in the middle of the spire.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thingy right now.
Yeah, that would probably be a good place for you.
Okie dokie.
You could be near the toadstool plantations.
Ooh, that would be fun.
There's the big bridge station for the Vermisian there.
I'm sharing the Spire map on screen because we always talk about it, so I'm just gonna share it so people can see.
I can't remember where I have that version, because I'm just looking at the book version.
So y'all can see this is the Spire map.
I thought I had that one, but I don't know where I went.
I should make it a bit smaller.
It's a very cool map. I need to get a print version of it.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, I'd want that on my wall. I like having maps on my wall.
Yeah, and that's also the Underspire map.
There, I shrunk it a bit.
But
They also do
Underspire.
They also do a really cool newspaper.
Yeah.
Which I don't have, but I'd like to get because it's really well done.
If I could like use my mouse to like point on screen, I would show what we're discussing, so people could see. But I can make it smaller for now and then put it in the corner so it doesn't block anything.
So are you all going back to your respective homes?
Yes.
Do you have a plan for how you're going to meet up again?
Yeah, that was going to be my question. If we separate.
I think we should probably meet somewhere in Ivory Row then, since we were going there. Probably somewhere.
I mean, technically you could.
I mean, I'm always on Ivory Row. That's where I hang out. That's my place.
Well, we should meet back up at the hatchery and then go from there.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, why doesn't everyone just come back to the hatchery and meet at the hatchery? Since like whenever everyone has like gone home, collected their shit, rested for a second, and then come back to the hatchery, because the hatchery has both like our ministry hangout and just like it has like medical and rest centers. It has like everything. It has a little bit of everything so far.
Okay, so you're all going to go back to your places, but you're going to meet back up at the hatchery.
Yeah.
Is that cool with everyone?
Yeah.
Imogen, is that okay with you?
Yeah, I could do with some time back at my place.
Yes, I figured you would want to do another costume change. Feel better. That usually makes you feel better.
It should help.
Okay.
So you all split up. You go your different ways. Kahosa.
Oh, hi.
You are making your way back to the hatchery.
Uh-oh.
And you get as you're approaching the hatchery, someone who's passing by you kind of hits your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And you spin around and look at them, and they're wearing a hood, but it's Sister Teza.
Oh.
She just gives you a look real quick, and then she keeps walking.
What does the look say?
It
Is
says
it like
follow
a follow me look? Okay, yeah.
It says follow me.
Then I follow her.
She goes into a nearby like a tavern and just ducks inside of it. It's kind of a quiet place, but she goes and sits down in a booth.
Mm-hmm.
Do you follow her there?
Is there the sort of thing where there's like a booth backing onto that booth so I could sit back to her and like talk with her without like actually, you know what I mean? Without actually sitting in the same booth. So almost like I'm looking the other way.
Yep.
Okay. I do that to begin with, unless she corrects me. And I kind of quietly, more quietly than I usually outspokenly speak, I'm like, well, this is not a place I would expect to see you.
Hush, child. The hatchery is under watch. The guard are there, and they're asking questions, and they're looking for you in particular and your friends.
Which guard?
The city guard.
Okay, that's better than the paladins. That's the one I'm thinking of, right?
Yes.
At least, okay, well, it's not as bad as it could be, but not ideal.
They claim they are investigating the disappearance of 2 shopkeepers, and for some reason they believe you have something to do with it.
Why would they? Oh.
More worrying is that they knew to come to the hatchery.
Who would have told them that?
I don't know.
I don't like this at all.
But it's not safe for you to return there. And further, we have snuck Madame Faye Iranian out.
Wow. All right. And don't tell me where she is, but if you could keep her from leaving as long as possible. She's still very much in danger, and she will not listen when we try to speak reasonably to her.
Well, I worry about her safety. We sent her under watch. Your friend is watching her at Bizu. She's been taken to someplace hidden, but I do not know how safe. We had very few options and very little time.
I understand. I suppose as long as it's not there, since that is under watch, then that's better than nothing. But whoever has her just must do their best to keep her there.
I hope they can.
So this is just based on shopkeepers. Was there anything unusual about these city guard?
No, nothing particularly unusual.
Is Zai all right? Have you checked in on him?
Zai went with Bizu and Madame Faye Iranian. It wasn't our idea, but he insisted.
Mm-hmm. He's just a child. I wish he was not.
He is just a child, but he is a very willful child.
And he is blessed. That is for sure. Just don't like him being in the thick of all this danger.
Neither do I.
I will go elsewhere, but I'm not sure. Do you have... I suppose if you need to speak to me, you could always just tell the spiders. And they will come find me. And I guess I will go. And just as I asked that you didn't tell me where she is, I will not tell you where I'm going.
Understood.
Is there any imminent danger, or they're simply watching right now?
They are watching and they are asking questions, but everyone who we'd rather keep secret has been snuck out of the hatchery. Now they are keeping it under watch, expecting you to return.
If there is even the mildest hint of the paladins, you must all run.
Understood. And there's definitely like a shakiness in her voice now as soon as you mention the paladins. What trouble have you gotten yourself into, Rosa?
Certainly nothing that I asked for, simply finding truths. I did not...
City guard is one thing, but mention the paladins too.
Didn't I already tell her? Didn't we already have the talk about going up Spire?
True, she does know about what happened at the other hatchery, but
yeah,
she doesn't expect that the paladins would come after you.
Yeah. It's not even that Kosa thinks the paladins are going to come after her in particular. It's just that she saw what they did to the other hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I we seem to have stumbled onto something very big, and we are doing our best to lay low, but also find out what we can, but I don't even know. I simply need to ask you all to do your best to remain safe, and I simply don't want what happened up Spire to happen here.
None of us do. We'll be fine. Just look out for yourself and your friends.
I thought that's what I was doing.
And don't bring any of them back to the hatchery for now.
Suppose I won't come back for a while. Take care of everyone for me, please.
I will. And I won't tell you where Madame Feyren has been taken, but I can't say for certain whether Bizu might reach out to you or not.
They would. Ugh.
Yeah. They're very concerned about your well-being.
Those three together. Now I'm very curious. All right. Thank you. Send messages with the spiders if you need anything of me, and I will do the same.
I will. And she gets up from the booth.
I'll stay.
And walks back out.
Yeah, I'll stay seated for like a little bit. And just like shake my head like, what the fuck? Oh my god. I can't go home. This sucks. I'm gonna go knock on Imogen's door, I guess. She's the only one who I know where she lives.
True.
I have no idea where Maribel is. Torith, like, fucked if I know. Like, what? You're muted, just so you know.
Does he even live somewhere?
Yeah, like, is he just, like, in an invisible, he, for all I know, he disappears and goes away, and she hates that mindfuckery, like, hates it, so this fucking sucks.
You're sitting there, before you get up, you're sitting there at the table in the tavern, kind of going through the stuff in your head, figuring out what your next step is going to be. And on the table in front of you, there's a candle. It's just burning, and there's a small flame on it. And you kind of find yourself absently looking into this little flickering flame. And then you hear whispers. The flame calls. And you hear that, like, it's a woman's voice whispering that, but you hear it maybe like 6 times. It's sort of like an echo or like multiple whispers.
I just try looking into the flame, and I guess in however I heard it, I'm trying to speak back.
What do you say back?
What can I do?
Avenge. Avenge the midwives that have fallen. The children who are lost. The drow whose lives were taken callously and without a reason. Avenge them. Be their instrument. And you're sort of staring into the flame, and it's flickering. And it's faint, but you swear you see, just in the fire, a small, shadowy silhouette of a woman, but she has 6 arms dancing in the fire. And then you blink and it's gone.
I will do anything I can.
And I will help you. And then the whispers fade off.
I guess I go.
You get up, you walk out of the tavern, you head to the Silver Quarter. And you go to Imogene's apartment, you knock on the door. There's a little bit of a delay, but then Imogene answers. Koza. I didn't expect to see you here.
Can I come in?
Absolutely. She opens the door and waves you inside.
As soon as the door closes.
Something wrong?
We can't go back to the hatchery. They're watching
Why not?
it. They're there.
Who?
Apparently it is the city guard, but with our masked friends, who knows? It could be anyone. Apparently they know I had something to do with the shopkeeps, and they are looking for me in particular. The Madame Feoranian has been rushed out, taken somewhere else. I don't know where. I didn't ask. I asked not to be told, actually.
Is that a good idea that we don't know?
Someone very close to me is watching her, and Zai is with them too. So, they will know to contact us.
All right. Well, it's a good thing we all went back to our homes, not to the hatchery together.
Yes, it is good that everyone else went back to their homes.
And she kind of detects that tone in your voice. So you can absolutely stay here.
Thank you, dear friend. I don't know where else I would go. I've never been anywhere other than the hatchery. I've never stayed anywhere. Why would I want to?
I don't really know what that feeling is like. I haven't had a real place that felt like home in quite a long time.
I'm sorry, dear child. I didn't mean to.
No, it's all right. You allowed us to stay in your hatchery. You are more than welcome to stay here.
It is a place where all drow should feel welcome, and it is unacceptable that they would keep us from it.
I wonder who told them or tipped them off.
I don't know. I can't imagine what it was. We left no trace, I thought. I simply don't understand.
Well, you must be as tired as I am. Here, and she moves over to where she has like the sofa that you had seen previously. And she fetches some blankets that she has.
Thank you. You sure it's all right if I stay here?
I'm absolutely sure. I actually feel better with you here.
Good, I'm glad. I will not bother you in your own private space out. I appreciate you allowing me to stay here. I will try not to disturb you too much. Thank you.
Yes, get some rest, because we've all had a very long day.
Yes. We should rest.
And she sets the blanket out on the sofa and goes off into her bedroom.
When she leaves, I look for a candle and I light it and I sit down in front of it.
She definitely has candles. So you light one, and you sit down in front of it, and you stare into the flame. And after, it's hard to tell exactly how long you've been staring into the flame, but it doesn't feel like very long. And you see again the silhouette, the six-armed woman dancing in the fire. I will teach you our ways, Cahosa of the Midwives. Your order is ancient, but not as ancient as I.
Sorry, that gasp. That was really good.
I thought I was still muted. Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's
That's good,
totally fine. It's really good. Please help me.
I will help you. Help avenge your fallen.
That is all I want.
Sleep, and I will teach you in your dreams.
I will do as you say.
And then the candle flame is just a flame again.
I go to sleep.
All right, you curl up and you go to sleep. You dream, but they're just fragments. You imagine they must have been more whole while you were dreaming them, but when you wake, you remember only pieces. Kind of frightening. There was fire and blood and a tall, shadowy woman, again with 6 arms, each wielding blades. And symbols. She touches symbols you do not know the meaning of, but you know their patterns and their shapes. And she told you that these symbols will strike horror and fear in your enemies. And when she says, you remember her saying, your enemies, you remember flashes of Alfir and paladins. And then you remember just a small fragment where she says, "Avenge the drow. Avenge your kin. Make them fear you." And you're awake, and those are the fragments that you remember. But when you wake up, you're actually sweating. You feel hot.
I remember seeing flame and blood and markings.
Symbols, yep.
I don't have the ability that lets me grow out. Do I?
Which ability? What are you thinking?
I'm wondering if I want to take a nail and scratch the symbol into myself.
So you're wondering if you don't have the one that grows claws, basically.
Yeah, I was wondering if I have the claws. Even if I don't, I'm doing that. I'm scratching the symbol into myself.
Okay, where are you scratching it?
On the nose.
Now she has a nose for trouble.
Oh no!
Oh, boom!
Oh noes!
The oh noes!
Scratch my hair.
I'm stealing your. Can I, like, the book has a thing. Should I do?
Mhm.
I'm wondering
And
if I put it anywhere else.
if you put it anywhere else, it won't have the effect.
Okay, so then I literally, yeah.
But you know if you mark yourself there that it
Yeah.
will
So
work. You don't know how you know that, but
yeah. I think okay. I actually do this, I don't know, I think I do this twofold. I think I take my dominant finger on my dominant hand, and I actually cut my palm first, fill my nail with blood, and then furthermore cut into myself on my chest and mark the symbol that the lady has shown me.
okay. You do that, and once you complete that symbol on your chest, you again feel warm. This time you don't feel like you're sweating or feverish or anything like that. Your body just feels warm. And you just somehow know that this is what you were supposed to do.
I am satisfied. I cover up and I go back to sleep.
Okay. You don't have any more dreams in your sleep. Yeah. So the next day you all wake up in your respective homes. Imogene comes out of her bedroom, and she's making some tea, and she has some food to eat. She's not really like cooking because Imogene doesn't really cook very well. But she has some food to snack on, and she's making you tea also. Did you sleep well?
I actually go into the kitchen to start helping.
Okay.
And so I start helping her. And I say, yes, actually, it took, I was a bit restless at first, but then I got comfortable and I slept quite well.
I'm glad. Definitely needed that rest.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel better? You look better.
I do feel a bit better.
All right. Is there anything? Perhaps now isn't the time. If you want to talk, though, I am here.
Yeah, there's a lot for me to sort through.
Mm-hmm. I understand. I do very much want to know who saw us or how?
I was thinking about that.
I wonder if it was simply... Was there a mirror in the shop? Looking out at us?
There may have been. I don't recall.
We will have to tell the others.
Maybe they knew or suspected that we were going to go there.
Perhaps they were watching.
We definitely know that they have followed us before.
Yes, this is true.
Each one of you roll a d6 for me.
D6.
I got a 5.
Good job.
I got a 6.
I only got a 2.
Do I have some space to add up some more stress?
Yes, you do. I just cleared 5 stress from you. And then Mirabelle got a 6.
Yep.
Right. And what'd you get, Kosa?
Only 2.
That seems about right.
Nah, what? What are you talking about? I have a new lease on life. What are you? I should be so good right now.
And let's see.
It's a stressful new lease.
No,
roll.
what are you talking? What?
You're not sure of the terms.
Imogene got a 6. That's pretty good.
Nice.
Lord knows we were all stressed kids.
What?
Imogene is actually stress-free right now.
Oh, what is that even like?
Oh, I'm not even that in real life.
I know. Same.
What even does that mean?
She slept really well.
I remember how it was wanted to be stress-free, but then again, my character is pretty new, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, she must have got a good night's sleep.
Also, just realizing that my bond is going to be with Mirabelle, and I can't wait to uncover what secret I know about you.
Yeah.
And with the way Torth works, that could be... You could learn that whenever. But yeah, you're all awake. I don't know if there's anything you want to do before you're... So you were going to meet back at the hatchery.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Oh,
Well,
fun.
I'm gonna be going into the Vermisian to do a little research.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, I forgot that there was something I wanted to do before the night thing, but
What was
we
that?
could do this. Well, no, we could do it in the morning. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so you're going into the Vermisian, Torth?
Yeah.
But what did you want to say, Kosa?
I was just wondering if we had any other methods to get messages to each other, or if I could send spiders or something like that. But I don't know where Mirabelle lives, so I don't know
You
where
also
any of
don't
them
know
really
where Torth
live.
is.
So, Boramp
Maybe you can leave spiders out
by the
on
ministry.
the way to the hatchery.
Yeah, on the way. Sorry, I was about to say by the hatchery. That like,
Yeah.
can I summon sweetlings and do that? Is that possible? Like,
I'll say that you can do something similar to what you did once before, which is use your ones that can kind of sort of watch over an area
yeah,
and watch the lift.
Yeah. That's why I was saying if I use summon sweetlings and do my watch webs, that's what they're called, and like leave them with the message. 'Cause I don't trust any people right now, but I trust spiders.
Fair.
So,
Always trust spiders.
Always trust spiders. Spiders only want the best. So I definitely leave some messages with my spiders that are set up to, like, if either of those two, just only those two, go there.
So
they
you have to make a roll for that.
Yeep. Oh yeah, I do.
And I was also going to say that figuring out where Mirabelle lives isn't that hard.
Is it at the newspaper?
Basically, yes. I mean,
it's in her biopic.
So
It's compel plus occult.
yeah, but you remove 1 die.
What? Why so mean? I don't even have compel. Damn it. So it goes down to 1 dice. This sucks. No, I was gonna say, can Imogene help me? Fuck it, no.
Not really with this.
It fell off the table. That's a bad sign. It's a 6.
All right. 6 is that's partial success. So you succeed. You summon your sweetlings, your watchweb sweetlings, and you instruct them to watch over the lift, and particularly watch for your friends who they know, because your sweetlings are always nearby. But yeah, you do take some stress from doing that.
It's gonna be more stress than I freaking healed. It's gonna be like...
It might be. We'll see.
Kosa's gonna die. You know what? Let's just go all in on this, because Kosa's gonna die. So...
I mean, do you have, that much of a fallout?
I don't know. I mean, I have a new refresh now. That's exciting.
But yeah, I was also going to say that, figuring out where Mirabelle lives is easy, and because they talk about their magazine a lot, and also their boots has dried ink on them.
I was expecting you to say that their boots are stolen and have like property of newspaper on them or something.
No. Mirabelle doesn't steal; she finds.
So you did exactly take as much stress as you had healed.
Punching hell!
But your watchwebs are set up.
Okay, so
Korith, you're going into the Vermissian.
Yeah, so I want to say, like, really quick, when I got back to my home that night before, I had opened up the door, and for like a split second, I saw another version of me, disheveled, rags, sitting in the corner laughing, and just that looked at me and just said, soon, and then sort of like disappeared.
These are just the things that happen to Torith. That's why he has so much mind resistance, because this is normal.
Every day.
Yeah.
This is
So
literally
like
there.
I was just thinking about, like, that's probably how Torith will end up. And so I just decided to start sprinkling that Torith in every once in a while. Yeah, and then I go to sleep. But then I get up the next morning and I'm going to delve into the into the vault.
Okay.
To do some research on our Aelfir friend.
All right, and I think that
know something.
the ability you're using is your core ability.
Yeah, it's my core ability, the vault, which just allows me to do an investigation check on the thing.
So I'm gonna say it's an investigate plus religion roll.
You son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. I love you. I just don't have religion.
We're all so mad at Jason right now.
I'm mad at Jason in the most lovingly way. It's a wonderful contradiction of terms.
It's the life of a Spire GM.
So I get 2 for my investigate. Right? I get 1.
Yes. Yep.
And then an extra 1 for my investigate. But because I don't have... Well, do I want that one or do I want this one? Let's do these 2. This feels fun. Oh, 9.
All right, that's a success with no stress. So you go into the lock stacks. Well, into the vault.
Well, not the lock stack. Right. That's if I want to make something untrue.
Disappear. Yep.
Yeah.
So you go into the vault, and there's just, as you've been here many times before, there's like endless books just in shadowy corners of an underground tunnel system. Books that are centuries old, some books that were from all other timelines that found their way here. And you start specifically researching anything you can think of that would have to do with this Alfir. There's still snow steps slightly. And you find, in particular, you find records of Alfir in Spire. And you find her name among them. And that sort of gives you a hint where else to research, because you learn that she is a priestess of one of the Alfir gods, their solar pantheon, particularly Brother Harvest, the autumn god.
Oh, nice.
Brother Harvest is interesting. Brother Harvest is sort of the death god of the Alfir.
Oh, I like it.
It's basically the end of things. It also gives Alfir their cold and calculating nature. But actually, Brother Harvest has fallen out of favor in Spire.
But autumn's the best season.
I agree. But the problem is that the Alfir in Spire have come to sort of fear and hate death, whereas the Alfir back home in the north respect death, and it's part of their...
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, because it looks like my Zoom's about to crash.
Oh, you seem fine here.
It's nice of it to give you that warning. It's a nice thing that Zoom...
froze?
No, Zoom does that sometimes. Zoom... Oh, there he goes.
So,
Oh, you just hung for a moment.
There we go. We're back.
Yeah, there you go.
I went to click on the chat and everything went. Okay.
Anyway, so yes, Brother Harvest is usually very respected, and death has an important place in the Alfir northern homeland culture. But here in Spire, they're more afraid of death, and they've the wealthy and powerful Alfir often try to seek out the undying surgery so that they can cheat death, and that's considered heresy to the priesthood of Brother Harvest. And in light of that, Brother Harvest's priests are not seen as welcome in Spire. But
Gotcha.
you learn that she is a priestess of Brother Harvest. You also learn, because the 9 is a good roll, you learn that she is influential both in the College of Divine Magic, where you know that she's a researcher, but also she's influential in the Solar Basilica, the home, like the central church of the Solar Pantheon here in Spire, and that she often shuttles back and forth between the two locations.
Do I know if she's if this is someone we should be taught? Are we gonna draw attention to ourselves if we talk to this person? Should I be looking to speak with someone from the college?
I mean,
first, or
usually you might be worried about that, but you also have no idea why she would be in Ivory Row. Nothing about your research indicates any links to Ivory Row.
Okay.
She lives near the College of Divine Magic. She mostly goes between there and the Solar Basilica. There's, no references to her having lived in Ivory Row or working out of Ivory Row.
Where's the college at?
The college is near the Sky Docks, if I recall. Yes. So if you look at the Sky Docks level, the Solar Basilica is there, but also the College of Divine Magic is sort of on the other end from the Sky Docks.
Have the Sky Docks. I need to get that big one.
The big map?
Because the book one doesn't show this. Where's the Sky Docks?
Oh yeah, the book one's not as detailed. If you go into the Dropbox folder, I have the map in there.
I thought I saved it, but I guess it didn't. Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to be hanging up all the.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, it's definitely it's up Spire. It's not far from. It's where you did all your endurance work, basically. The inverted telescope is nearby.
I'm still trying to remember what exactly happened to me here that made me who I am today.
Well, they had you during your endurance. They had you researching the inverted telescope, which looks down into the heart.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Then I can think of a bunch of wonderful ways.
Yeah, it's research that the Alfir consider dangerous, which is why they have drow who are doing their endurances do it for them. And
yeah,
you just record what you see and let them know.
Yeah, because I like to think that that's when Torith split, was looking at the heart. Before that, he was a nice, peaceful drow.
That would very much make sense. So yeah,
I got it. Oh man. Okay, never. Sorry. I think I figured it out.
So that's what you know. I mean, you know a lot about who she is.
But she spends a lot of time in Ivory Row.
No, she doesn't. As far as you know, she doesn't spend any time in Ivory Row.
Oh, but so the connection between her and Ivory Row is the thing we don't.
You don't know. You don't know why she would be there. From everything you learned, she pretty much lives on the Skydocks level.
But what we found from the journal was that
it was an address in Ivory Row, and it was with her name, and the whole thing was circled.
Right. Oh, so, gosh, should we go to Ivory Row? Okay. I will relay that information once I get out of here and find my friends. Okay. I think.
Bless you.
I'm back.
It's researching all those dusty old tomes.
Yeah, it's just, you don't know how dusty it is here in the vault, man. Ooh.
Just looked up as immediately. I thought the same thing.
What?
Dusty?
Oh. Yeah, like I haven't heard that one before.
You're complaining about yourself.
I am a pretty dusty. Oh. Okay. I think that is all I want to do in the vault. We will leave the vault and start making our way towards the hatchery. And while we are walking along, we're just going to talk out loud, but we are talking to the book. Because we haven't really dealt with the fact that the book has started talking to me with me, and I would like to get to know this book better.
Okay. What kind of things are you going to say to the book?
So we'll just start walking, and I'll take the book out, and I'm holding it in like, how big is the book? Is it like a bigger tome?
I would say it's.
I like the fun idea of me pulling out a book that doesn't look like it should have fit in my jacket.
Yeah, I will say it's about Spire book size.
Then I shall use the prop. And I'll hold it like this, because everyone can actually see what's happening. And I'll just be like, we find you a curious one. We had not expected such direct interaction. Who are you?
At first, there's no reply for a long moment. And then it replies back to you in your mind with Imogene's voice.
Right, I forgot it had that.
I am Imogene, and I am not. I don't remember my past, but I do remember things I should not know.
It seems you have found a kindred spirit in us. This
Yes,
does not disconcern us as much as one might expect.
and I have felt that you have a strong connection to me, Imogene, us.
That would mean you are. I might know which Imogene you are, in as much as that I have similar knowledge of us, both you us and me us.
And you hear in your head sort of a giggling laughter in Imogene's voice, her laugh. She says, "This is all very confusing, and I wish I could explain it better, but I'm at a loss."
You and I both. You know, we remember a time when we weren't this, when everything was linear. But we looked down. Did you know that there is almost any information you could possibly want in a book?
I didn't know that, but
We saw ours. We saw our entire life as a tome.
you did. Well, I suppose my entire life is a tome.
Your entire existence appears to be a tome.
It does.
But we saw that tome in somewhere down.
I don't understand. It's somewhere down?
We looked down into the heart of the Spire,
Oh,
and that tome was missing chapters. I can't explain what we saw there, but something broke when we read that book.
oh, sorry. That sounds terrible.
We don't remember what it was like before the non-linear thinking. What is now is better, but will probably end horribly. But we like the information we've learned, or that we have learned, or that we will learn. You're right. It's very confusing, and not a lot of people. I don't talk to a lot of people because I think I give them headaches.
Well, you can always talk to me. I understand.
It's nice to know that we have that we have someone that we can confide in. Yet I'm not sure how we found you or what your purpose.
I'm not sure what my purpose is either. I don't remember anything before Imogene, your Imogene, touched the mirror.
You're connected to that event.
I am. It is difficult for me to admit this, but I am one and the same as the thing that attacked you. I was scared, confused.
You were the Imogen that attacked us.
I was. After you destroyed that form, I went to the book.
The book. This is my new symbol for. Can I have an above table question?
Sure.
I found this book was sitting on in that room, right?
When you were in that room in the Vermisian where you found the mirror, you found this book it was in like a little desk that opened up.
Right.
And you remember when they defeated the mirror thing, the mirror imaging, that you felt something like a force in your hands while you were holding the book.
Okay. Okay, we'll just go back now. Back under the table. Interesting. Well, we will find your purpose.
Yes, I don't remember anything before that time, but I do see things that it's difficult to explain, that haven't occurred, or perhaps haven't occurred to the Imogene that you know.
That makes complete sense.
Like when I told you of her bloodline, I just knew that. I knew that to be true, and I don't know why.
You're of the Vermissian.
I suppose.
To control the Vermissian is to control the past. And the present. And the future. Whatever the Vermissian was meant to be, it has become something greater.
It's still all very confusing to me.
I will help you.
And I'll help you however I can.
It's nice to have someone to talk to.
It is nice.
Oh, look, we've come to the elevator.
Okay. And I think we're going to take our break there.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, let's take a break because this isn't at all stressful. And we'll be back in a second. Get yourself a drink, get up and stretch, whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in a second. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.
See you in a bit.
See you soon.
Are you unmuting it?
No, I'm not. We're totally not already live. Wink! That wink was for the audience only. No one in the game saw that.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna gift that one.
Nah!
You can't
No.
Deceive.
Wait, let me see. I have it. I have deceive. I'm doing it.
Do you have technology? Because I think this is the.
Damn it! No, I don't.
Deceive and technology.
I have deceive and low society, which I'm gonna
I
say.
have technology. I haven't used any tech yet.
It's true, you haven't. I haven't really put you in many situations that use
And
it.
I have academia. I've only ever used occult.
Yeah, occult is our big one. Occult is so good though.
Occult and mind. Those are my things.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Resistance for days.
Okay.
All right. So we're coming back. We're finding out what Mirabelle is doing.
Yeah.
Mirabelle, you wake up, unless there was anything you wanted to do before you went to sleep.
When I enter my sort of small, perhaps, there's a small room with a sort of a big closet in it that I made into an office at the back of one of the printing press houses.
Mm-hmm.
So you can constantly hear some small how the machinery is working, even when you're inside, but it's very muted, so it's sort of a white noise.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go over to my collection of sources, notes from previous things, occult books, and I'm gonna look into the whole ritual thing that they were implying in the book.
You mean the Moonlight Festival?
Yeah, summoning their god seems very ominous and very much like something I want to see if I can find something about.
Okay. Okay. I think this would be an investigate plus religion roll.
Damn it.
And I'm gonna say you lose a die for this one.
So it's 1 die. Because I don't think I have anything that could give me. No, that's a 3.
A 3. All right. Yeah. Let's see.
Stress me, god damn it.
I'm going to. I'm just thinking, what stress works the best for this? I'm gonna say this is silver stress because you have to do some research.
Yeah.
Oops. I clicked the wrong thing, however. Oh, that wasn't bad. Took 1 silver stress. Basically, it costs you some money to do this research. Like, you didn't have the materials you needed readily available. So you went out to do some research too in your nearby area. A lot of your familiar sources. You bought some books. You also paid off a few people that might know some things. But no matter where you turned, you always came up empty. Nobody knows about this festival that you're talking about.
God. I probably bought books that seemed like it was going to contain something, but then didn't, you know. Bad blurbs on Amazon's. Spire Amazon.
But you are definitely surprised that you don't find out anything about it. Nobody seems to have heard of this.
Okay, and then I will go to bed and sleep on it and just be very disturbed and wake up and go, what the? How does no one?
I like to think you just bolted upright in bed. Like, what the? How does no one know about this?
Yeah, and then go into the office and look at the conspiracy map and then go, where does it fit? I mean, if it doesn't exist, how can I pin it on the map?
Yes, Mirabelle has an extensive conspiracy map.
Yeah,
on one wall. But yeah, you don't know where this fits in yet.
Yeah. Who can I talk to about this? Who knows? Thor it might. He knows. They know a lot of shit. I shall ask. And then I write down the what was it called? What was the festival called?
The Moonlight Festival.
Yeah, Moonlight. Yeah. I will write that down on a small note of paper and then take a pen, put a hole in it, and then put it outside of the map.
All right. It's not yet connected to anything on the conspiracy board.
Yeah, no. I think I have a special place with a big question mark, and then I put it in
the unanswered bin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I love conspiracy boards. They're just the best.
All right, and then are you going to head to the hatchery?
Yeah, I'll go towards the hatchery.
Okay. Kosa. You hear a little voice in your ear all of a sudden, and it's your spider friend who speaks to you on behalf of the Watchwebs. Kosa.
Yes?
One of your friends has emerged from the lift.
Oh, well, make sure they tell them that they shouldn't go to the hatchery. I guess we will also go. Imogen dear, Perhaps
yes.
we should. Perhaps I should not go. They're looking for me. Do you want to? The sweetlings are supposed to leave the message, but I don't know. Should we also stop them? Should we also make sure they don't go to the hatchery? I should probably not go. Do you have an outfit? Do you have a mask? No, masks aren't worn down Spire.
Of course I do.
Well, but masks aren't worn as much down Spire. Perhaps for you or someone looking fancy.
I can get away with wearing one.
I don't want to send Imogen by herself, but I don't want to go because they're looking for me. This sucks. This is the worst. This is why I asked the babies to do it.
Yeah, but they can't. Your friends can't talk to spiders the way you can.
God damn it. Okay. Then I definitely try to like cover up. I think it's fairly common because there's a mix of like human and drow and stuff in that area. I think it's fairly common to be like hooded up and stuff like that. So yes. I'll let Imogen do a mask and like go all fancy and pretty if she wants to cover up, and I'll separately just like cover up with like a cloak and like make sure I can't see my face and stuff like that, and try not to look. Oh, this breaks Kosa's heart, but tries not to look like a midwife, which is like she's never not put that on display. Do you know what I mean? She's never not.
She's usually quite proud of being midwife.
Yeah, she usually is like a beacon with flashing lights that's like, wham, wham, midwife. Like, she's all like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, you cover up your ceremonial robes and stuff.
Yeah, oh, I hate this. Hate it. But yeah, try and go and like catch them and stop them.
Imogen sort of looks at you after you've put on like a heavy cloak over your robes, and she says, "Oh, you look perfectly nondescript."
Yes, and I hate it.
So would I.
Let's hurry up and let's go. Let's just go. And like I try and hurry along as quick as possible.
Okay. Mirabelle, you step off the lift. Not too far from the hatchery. But you're walking off the lift, and you see a number of spiders lazily like drift down from webs on little strands in front of you, and they're just hanging in the air in front of you.
Are you trying to tell me something?
You see their little legs are like twitching and moving.
Is it a sign? Do you want me to bop you on the nose? Because I can.
They do like boops. It's true.
And I will poke one so it swings a little bit.
It swings and it swings back and like lands on your finger, tip of your finger. And it's staring at you with a bunch of tiny eyes.
Don't bite. Don't bite.
It's making cute faces at you. You just can't see.
Right, okay, I guess you want to go here, and I put them on the shoulder on my coat.
Okay. They sit on your coat.
Right, let's go meet the others then.
You start to walk towards the hatchery, and the spider goes from your shoulder up to your neck, and it bites you. Just a little. It's not a venomous spider or anything. It just bites you. It's a little spider bite.
Yeah, and Mirabelle doesn't do secrecy that much anymore, unless it's on purpose. So she just goes very animated. Okay, we will not be going that way then. So, let's just sit here and wait, shall we then?
The spider moved back down to your shoulder.
Yeah, and I will look for a sort of a park bench to sit down on.
Okay. Yeah, there are benches nearby, so you take a seat on the bench with your little spider friend sitting on your shoulder, who's no longer biting you. And you wait. And you actually have a view of the lift from here because you hadn't gotten too far before you sat down. Torith, you step off the lift. before Mirabelle sees you, though, you are also presented with a bunch of spiders that suddenly like swing down in front of your face. Maybe like a dozen of them of various sizes.
Well, this isn't a normal occurrence.
They are excitedly like waving little feet at you.
Do you have a message for me?
They just wave little legs at you.
Something wrong? Should I follow you?
They're just still like waving at you. And then Mirabelle, you see Torith step out of the lift and is standing there talking to the air. Not unusual for Torith, though.
I will make a small wave, but keep it a little bit on the low side so that not everyone will see. I will not just stand up and shout, "Oi!" because that's bad.
Boy!
Torith, you catch sight of Mirabelle waving at you, like just beyond these spiders hanging in front of your field of vision.
I see. Thank you. Tell your master, thank you.
They crawl back up.
Yeah. And I sort of walk towards Mirabelle, but I don't like. I walk a little past Mirabelle, and I like drop my book, and I like bend down to pick my book up, and we just sort of say, "Is there something wrong?"
Yeah, the spider bit me when I tried to approach the hatchery.
Perhaps we shouldn't be going to the hatchery then.
Yeah.
We could go to Imogene's.
Yeah, I don't know where that is, so...
We can take you there.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Is it far?
I do not believe so.
It's in the Silver Quarter, so not too far.
Just the Silver Quarter.
Oh, okay. I mean, they have decent clubs there, but...
Waiting for Mirabelle to drag a bunch of random like club goers on an adventure like Florentine did.
Then let us depart.
On the lift going up to the Silver Quarter?
Yes.
All right. As you do, Kahosa, your spider whispers in your ear again, says, "Your friends are getting on the lift going up."
Ah, okay. Well, and I assume we were like probably like just leaving the building.
Yeah, you're like on your way, but you're not far out of Imogene's apartment.
So I think I'm actually leaving some space between me and Imogene, since last time we pulled the arm-in-arm maneuver and we got on the front page of every paper. So, you know, this time instead we'll I think we'll do a little bit of space between us. And we're looking quite different, I think, as well. And
good thing, or the gossip magazines might think you've broken up.
Oh yeah, you know. so instead, I will sort of move, like walk past her. I was standing behind her. I will, as I'm walking up past her, I will whisper like, "They are on the lift, so perhaps we can stop just a little ways away and catch them a bit out of the sight." And so I'll lead.
Yes.
And I'll then step forward from her, walking sort of once again slightly away, and go towards the lift, but try and do an area of like interception, slightly off. Yeah,
I think Mirabelle and Torith, you get off the lift. in the Silver Quarter. Yeah, the Silver Quarter is exactly as you remember it. It never really sleeps. Even though it's morning to you, I mean, it's the Silver Quarter, and it's always dark and neon lit, and the clubs are always going. And yeah, it's not Mirabelle's favorite place in the Spire for sure.
No, they are bad memories.
But you get off the lift. You start to move towards Imogene's building, Torith leading you. And stepping out in front of the two of you is co-host and Imogene.
Do I know the Silver Quarter fairly well?
You do. You've been here a few times.
I would like to sort of like not even speak to them, but like sort of do a like head motion to like look at them and like head motion to follow me and take us to like a not popular location. You know what I mean? Not unlike what Sister Tesa took me to with like booths.
Sure.
Is that an option?
It absolutely is.
Because I don't want to go to.
You head to. Yeah, you head to like a tavern, which just like the rest of the Silver Quarter operates 24 hours a day, serving food and drink to people who are wandering out of the clubs or heading to the clubs or any of that. It's just kind of one of those transient places where people either end up after a crazy night or start the pre-gaming at. But yeah, you step in there, and it's a little bit noisy. It's noisier than the place that Sister Tesa took you to, for sure. There are a few groups of just rowdy drow who are at various tables, but there's space.
Yeah, I'll try and go to a corner that is less busy, less occupied, more covered type thing.
Okay.
And head that way.
All right. Torith and Mirabelle, you joining?
Yeah. I'll order something to drink first.
Okay. You flag down the bartender, who's a drow woman behind the bar. What would you like?
Can I have a fungal shake?
Sure. I'm really starting to. The wheels are moving in my brain, thinking about what a fungal shake is made out of. But yes, she will make you one right up. And you guys sit in the booth there, Kosa and Imogene are?
Yeah.
Okay. So the four of you are sitting in this booth.
I'm imagining a fungal shake is just cold cream of mushroom soup.
Well, that sounds delicious.
Sort of a mushroom soup turned into a sort of a milkshake.
Yeah.
I mean, put it in the blender.
Yeah, I mean, there are avocado milkshakes that are rather savory rather than sweet, so I could see something like that, but with mushrooms.
I think I have a can of cream of mushroom downstairs, but I'm not sure I'm going to make it into a shake.
And now you're gonna go drink it like a milkshake.
I have a bag of dried mushrooms. I could try to make it mushroom smoothie.
Oh my god, this has to be. Can we do? I'll do a video now.
I have a big bowl of fresh chanterelles, but I'm not gonna, make a milkshake out of those because
those are too nice. Those are too fancy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll need to develop a fungal shake recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
This will be my goal this weekend.
I love it. Yeah, so when they sit down, I definitely still I go the furthest in so that, you know what I mean, I'm up against the wall. I'm kind of covered, and my cloak is still fully down, and I'm whispering loud enough that they can hear, but so that my voice doesn't travel, and I'm just like, the spiders might have told you, but we can't go back there.
They don't speak that much. They bite. I mean, you can have this one back.
Well,
gently
thank
wave
you.
in front of you.
Take my baby. Mm. Mwah. I love my babies. Sorry, go ahead.
Or gently wave. Perhaps we should have some sort of signal they can give us, since they cannot speak to us.
You're here, aren't you? Clearly,
Well, it
they
was a
did
bit
their job.
vague.
Yeah, it was very, very vague. Can they operate flags?
Spider semaphore? Is that what we're doing?
That's where this is going. I'm just picturing tiny flags and like 8 legs.
Arachnophore.
Perhaps on a later date, I will work with them on that. However, at this moment, we might have more dire, pressing matters to attend to.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Just the image of some time at Cahosa sitting over a sea of spiders practicing semaphore.
Mirabelle just got really into it, and I'm like... Kate in chat says wave 4 legs if yes, 2 if no. That's pretty cute. I actually thought it was rather clever when Torith was speaking to the spiders, and Jason, you were describing that they would like wiggle when he was asking yes or no questions, and like wiggling could be yes and not wiggling is like no.
Yeah, but we don't know what it is. So I mean, it's
Well, we do now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can
We'll
establish
start, darlings. We'll start with nothing means no, and shaking all their legs at you means yes, and we will work from there. All right.
okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, we have big problems. Yes. I was doing some research yesterday about the Moonlight Festival, and not a soul knows what it is. And this is, I mean, if there's going to be a big festival about it and people don't know, I mean, it's disturbing and it's annoying, and
No information is very disturbing.
I need to know.
We can look.
Yes, we can. We can take names. We can figure out what they don't want people to know, and we can use that to our advantage. We can perhaps bribe someone. I don't know. I don't have that much cash, but someone maybe do. And then we have the perhaps this Syl fellow knows.
Speaking of, we did some research into her. She is most definitely a researcher and a priest of
Brother Harvest.
I remember the brother part.
Yeah.
She's and a priest of Brother Harvest.
Oh.
But why she would have an address in the Ivory Quarter? There is no information that says that she spends any time there.
So the address might not be for her, but she has an appointment there? Perhaps we need to save this person. That would be...
You think they may be a target?
Yeah, I mean... the way I see it, if you write down that someone is going to be at the place, it either means that you're meeting them there, or that you are sending people there to interfere with their...
Well, if Paris wants to move up, then wouldn't he be meeting with an ale fair?
Well... Paris doesn't strike me as the believer in anything but himself.
Oh, Imogen's with us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she agrees with that. She
Yeah,
says
okay, I was gonna say I looked to her.
Paris is not a religious sort.
Yeah. And if faced with death, Paris strikes me as a person who would very much jump onto the idea of becoming an immortal.
So
I
Brother
think
Harvest would be the least interesting to him of all.
Yes.
Save an Aelfir.
Can we not, though?
Well, we can use it to our advantage. And it will be an amazing story.
I'd still rather not.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, it's an Aelfir. I mean, they are what they are.
I suppose if it will get rid of the greater, sometimes
Yeah,
it's just...
the thing is, though, a Brother Harvest member are probably not that much in favor of what's going on with the Aelfir society around here, so...
That's true. That's true. We do want them to die. So, Brother Harvest is... Yes, I don't hate them quite as much as many of the others.
But one of the group has the religion domain, right?
I mean, I literally live in a church. But...
Yeah, but yours is a cult and low society.
The way I know what you said was a cult, but it sounded like a cult. So...
don't.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's true. I don't have religion. I have high society, low society, and a cult.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't. The idol doesn't have either.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So no one of us has religion.
Okay.
So we are just going on
Sorry. Yeah.
ideas that may not have foundation in reality.
Just like the kind of
What is reality?
rumors of understanding of other religions. I definitely think Kosa definitely looks down on all the Aelfir religion and any stuff that isn't her goddess.
Yeah, you're
is
not,
just the
not a big
best.
fan of the Solar Pantheon right now.
No, why would you be?
Let us check out this address at least.
Yes, we need to check it out to see what the hell is going on there. Kahosa?
Yes.
I need to ask, why did the spider stop us?
The hatchery is being watched, and our friend who we were keeping safe there has been moved. In particular, apparently some people are looking for me. And Imogen and I were trying to rack our brains for how people would know about our recent shopping expedition. But apparently they do. I suspect,
How the hell?
I don't know. I suspect perhaps we already knew there was one magical mirror from there. Perhaps there were others. Perhaps they were watching us.
I don't recall that mirror out in the room, though. We were mostly out there and not in the back, so...
Perhaps someone was watching us from outside. Perhaps they had already found us. Or were watching or knew we wanted to go there.
Perhaps they have been... well, did your other friend from before know where you were going?
Who are you talking to?
To these people? The what was his name? Florent?
Boy. Oh.
Imogen says Florentine wouldn't. Florentine's very careful.
Florentine specifically left to keep us safe. And himself, probably.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was just worried about if he had been, captured or something.
Florentine wouldn't tell them anything, even if he was captured.
Yes, I think he'd spit in their faces. convince them to shoot themselves. You didn't meet him. He was quite interesting.
Yeah, he sounds interesting and quite a compelling fellow.
Yes.
I mean, if he can spit on people and make them shoot themselves, I mean, that's...
The two remarks were somewhat unrelated. It was a general feel.
You did have that one mask that made you feel very uncomfortable with yourself.
The owl one?
I mean, he had a lot of masks that made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Imogene's like, the owl one, that really creeped me out. Imogene also adds, she says, but for all we know, maybe no one saw us. I mean, but the masked god's cult, those shopkeepers were members of their cult, and they know of us.
And
they don't know that we did it, but maybe they're framing us.
Framing us for something we did. That's nefarious.
Whatever their goal, if you all heard the fortune that was told us, I feel they're behind it, the many-faced.
Who is it that are watching the hatchery?
Well, supposedly the city guard, but once again, are the with masks. You can be anyone. I don't know.
And perhaps they have infiltrated the city guard as well.
Entirely possible. I don't see how they couldn't have at this point, honestly. City guard is lesser than...
I feel like they are more pervasive than we expect.
Yes.
If they have someone like Calixta working and recruiting.
This all sounds amazing.
Can I do
Fun way to look at it.
Mirabelle, if we survive this, I'm sure this will be quite a story.
Yes, I mean, I can already tell. I need to make sure that there's a place on my shelves for the prize I will win for this. Because it's...
I was just going to say, with my regular and my magical eyes while this is happening, can I just look around the room?
Yeah. There's nothing magical in this tavern.
Is anyone watching us, looking at us, anything like that? Like...
Give me a...
I mean, I came here specifically, and I'm trying to make sure everyone is clearly, like, being quiet and everything like that, but that doesn't mean I don't... I'm very suspicious at this moment.
Give me a sneak plus crime roll, and I'm not going to give you a penalty to this one.
Good, because I don't think I have either of those things. So, thanks. Come on, magical eyeballs. 7.
Okay. Yeah, so you look around and you examine sort of the crowd in this tavern. None of them are paying any attention to you. None of them seem particularly unusual to you. They're basically small groups of socializing young drow that are in various states of drunkenness, either working on getting there or already there.
Okay. This does also specify. Can I just tell you something? My magical eyes say that very specifically you can see magic shimmering around you. Obviously, we know that, but including invisible people and people who are observing you remotely.
Okay, and you detect none of that in here.
Okay. Like no one is scrying on us at this second.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
And since those eyes are basically permanent for you, if someone's scrying you, I will let you know.
Okay, fine. Okay. I'm not like extremely suspicious or worried or stressed or anything.
Yeah,
It's fine.
no reason to be paranoid at all.
No!
It's all in your head.
Yes. Okay, sorry. I wanted to just have been doing that while everything else is going on. Just like looking around.
You feel like you are sufficiently unseen here. So Imogene says, so where are we at? We have a hatchery we can't return to because the city guard is looking for Cahosa or all of us. We have an address and a name in Ivory Row. We have Madam who is secreted off to a location we don't know. And we have a festival that no one seems to know anything about.
We have a small problem also.
In addition to all those small problems?
Yes, it adds on the whole looking for Cahosa. And Imogen, I'm sorry. And didn't you appear with Cahosa on a magazine?
I did. Yes.
So that means that they probably will be watching your place soon as well.
We didn't see anyone when we were there, but
We
you're
tried
probably
to
right.
Yeah, I mean, they are city guards. I mean, they are barely literate. But they will pick it up soon. So we need new places to lay low.
Well,
And, well, I don't think the guards have any idea where you live because... And I will point at Torith.
Imogene says, I'm not even sure where Torith lives.
Does Torith know where Torith lives?
Is
We
it?
know where we live.
Do you live in a physical space, or is it like some nexus between time and space?
Yes.
So yes, you like a room with a bed?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes to everything you've just said.
Okay. That makes more sense now.
Imogene says, do you live in the Vermisian, Torith?
Possibly.
She seems oddly satisfied with that answer, as if that's what she expected to get from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We think the answer is yes.
That explains a lot.
Sure, we could find accommodations
Yeah.
there if you are willing.
I just
I
worry
know-
about that. The Vermisian's a strange place.
I know quite a few back rooms down in the works, but on the other hand, they are not as accommodating as the Silver Quarter.
Imogene looks down at the table for a moment and says, I do know someone here.
Good. Because
Their friend. They might be able to give us a place to stay for a little bit. I just worry about involving them in all of this.
yeah. And I'm quite happy to know that my room is not connected to the printing press where I work.
The good news is that out of all of us, you're the one that probably know the least, Mirabelle.
Oh, I don't know if I should take comfort or be saddened about that.
Well, it makes me feel better knowing that.
Yeah, we can, but yeah, we should look up this address in Ivory Row because that's where we are, right?
Yes, we should check that out.
Mirabelle, do you have high society?
No, I do not.
Okay, I know Cahosa does, and Imogene does.
Yeah.
Cahosa, give me a investigate plus high society roll.
I have both of those.
Woohoo!
Woo, got spider.
Nice. So that's a critical success.
Yeah.
So you know a lot about Ivory Row, which makes sense because there are a number of midwives who work out of Ivory Row. Ivory Row itself is like a multi-level district. It's sort of, imagine a whole neighborhood that's sort of spiraled upwards in the inside of the Spire. It used to be once upon a time, and this is one of the reasons why you know a lot about it, because you know a fair amount about drow history. It used to be the nicest neighborhood and most powerful neighborhood in Spire when Spire was under drow rule.
Ivory Row was?
Yes.
Oh.
It was named Ivory Row because there was a very lucrative ivory trade, and all the wealthiest ivory traders lived in Ivory Row. Basically, there are, in the plains and mountains that are outside Spire, in the Kingdom of Destera, which is named after the bloodline that ruled the Spire, which is the bloodline that Cahosa is also descended from, there are these mammoth beasts that would be farmed for their ivory. There were drow hunters who used to farm them or hunt them, basically. And Ivory Row was built upon the wealth of the ivory trade through Spire. But then the Alfear happened. When they took over the Spire, they built Amaranth as their seat of power. And the humans, their technology and their money sort of flowed into the Silver Quarter. And Ivory Row sort of became a backwater. It's like faded and obsolete wealth. But there are neighborhoods, basically there are landlords who have fought over chunks of Ivory Row as it's sort of fallen apart and decayed. The uppermost section of Ivory Row is run by an Alfear landlord, and is home to a mix of still wealthy and influential drow, many of the remnants of the noble lines, and also relatively desperate Alfear who are not wealthy and influential enough to have homes in Amaranth, and choose not to live in the Silver Quarter because it's not their style. They will live in this upper part of Ivory Row in these old mansions that they've bought up. Then there's the middle section of Ivory Row, which is known as, I think it's, let me just verify this before I say it, so I know it has multiple names too. So there's Queenstown, or Little Red Row. This is a fairly new development area. House Quinn, it's a supposedly noble house of drow. One of the ones that's behind the civil war in the home nations. They're the upstarts. Most of them are not of noble blood, but they give out title to people who basically buy into their gang. So they've made themselves nobles. They run this middle section of Ivory Row called Queenstown or Little Red Row. They run it like a mob. They are basically running a large-scale extortion racket sort of out of this area. And then there's the lower section of Ivory Row, which is run by a drow landlord who is rumored to not have slept at all in the past 20 years. And this is the most destitute and decayed part of Ivory Row. But it's said that everybody who wants a place to go where they're not going to be seen can rent a place from Mr. Alay, who is the drow who runs that area. And there's one other place on the eastern end of Ivory Row. There's a section that's been carved out by a human, a very unusual human, because he follows the solar pantheon, the Alfir religion, and follows it very devoutly. And he's carved out a section of Ivory Row that he is turning into what he calls a divine project. He wants to build some sort of cathedral or site for the solar pantheon. Most people think he's insane, but he is very wealthy and very powerful. And most people haven't seen him lately. He's not seen very often, but he's just transforming this one section of Ivory Row. He's displaced the people who live there. He's brought in human mercenaries to guard his works. And he is building something.
Okay. This is all stuff that I would like easily know.
Yep, this is all stuff you know from your background. You also know that the tricky part about you going to Ivory Row is that it's hard to go there and not be seen.
Mm-hmm.
People in Ivory Row are terrible at minding their own business.
Mm.
And almost everyone in Ivory Row is hiding some kind of secret. So everyone else wants to know what's going on. Yeah. So you can get there easily enough. You're more concerned about people seeing you get there and talking.
Yes. I communicate all this. I don't want to have to try. Like,
yeah, that's fine.
That was a lot. But yeah, I definitely... There are lots of places to go, but it's also hard to go without being noticed.
None of us know anyone who lives there.
No. Is there a way we can... well, I guess... No. Wearing masks would even put us even more out of place.
Yes, I do.
I mean, it depends on the section of Ivory Row you're in.
Yeah.
If you're in the upper area, masks are fairly common because there are a lot of Alfir there.
Yeah, you said where the Alfir own the big fancy mansions and stuff like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, they're not so fancy anymore. They're mostly like falling apart.
Formerly fancy mansions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is this address we're looking for?
So you sort of mentioned the address again, and Cahosa knows where that is. It's in the upper section of Ivory Row, but it's bordering the area of Quinstown. So you're not sure. The turf lines are constantly being fought over there. So you're not sure exactly where it falls at the moment.
This is going to be a problem.
I mean, if there's no way we can't avoid standing out, I mean, let's just walk in like we own the place.
Should we be seen together?
Perhaps we should separate.
Perhaps.
We all head to the same direction through different directions?
Should we split up in pairs? I mean, Cahosa and Imogen, you have already been seen together.
Well, we very specifically were trying not to be together, actually.
I think separately.
Completely?
Yes.
All on our own? Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, do we feel comfortable with that?
Don't love it.
I mean, I usually work without henchmen, so.
Imogen speaks up for a moment. She says, well, whether we're split up or together, this address is on the border of Queenstown and Upper Ivory Row. We're going to have to go through one or the other territory to get there. Who would we rather deal with?
I'm trying to look on like the detailed map, and I'm like, that's not right. That's not the one.
Yeah, and the detailed
Sorry.
map even doesn't give a great version of Ivory Row from the stuff that was added in Strata, but yeah, it's hard to tell much from that map.
Yeah. The maps are so complicated, but so cool. So the options were Quinn.
Queenstown is in the middle.
Okay.
But this address borders Upper Spire or Upper Ivory Row and Queenstown, and you're not sure. Like the House Quinn is constantly trying to gain more turf, and so they're always fighting with the landlords. And you're not sure if this address falls within their control right now or not. But either way, you could get in through Queenstown to get there, or you could get in through Upper Ivory Row to get there. But you'll have to pass through one or the other to get to the address.
Which do we like? Which do we hate the least?
We don't want to split and go different ways. It depends on which tactic we want to take, I think. If we want to be more rough, we can go through Queenstown, and I feel like if we want to be, we'd have to appear to pass in a certain way to go through the upper.
So yeah, let's go with the one we feel most comfortable with, because I do not really like the uppity bits.
I feel if we all separate, that would make it harder for anyone that's watching us to follow us.
Yes.
And we can all meet at this address, but that leaves us in danger of...
Which is, yes, that's why I was somewhat feeling like the pairs was better.
The good
I
thing
feel like
about...
Sorry, go ahead.
I would... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I feel like I would be better in the rougher parts. Because remember, I'm burly librarian right now. So
He
I
does
took
look
my-
tougher and more worn than
intimidation.
Librarian.
A librarian.
Yeah.
If we go from both directions, that means that we can't be ambushed quite as easily because we know what has happened. We know where people are. We know where, if we're being followed from that direction or if people are coming from the other one. I mean, we have...
I say we do half Queenstown, half Upper
Yes.
Ivory.
And it sounds as if Torith and Mirabelle, you've already both said you want to go through Queenstown.
Well, I don't think you should be seen with Imogen, though.
That is my issue.
When she says, does it really matter if they're looking for all of us? Or even if they're looking for just Cahosa?
Yeah.
Then we go through Queenstown, where it would be harder for anyone to follow us and not draw attention to themselves as well.
All right, let's do that then. That's fine.
Maybe they'll have to pick a fight or something as well.
All right.
I mean, either way, we walk through Ivory Town, everyone knows where we'll be. The tongues flap here, as much as the Corvids do.
So Queenstown it is?
Sounds like that's what we've decided.
Let's have an adventure.
Imogen looks over at Cahosa and just says, probably don't need to tell you this, but that whole thing about our noble bloodlines. We should probably keep that quiet in Queenstown.
Well, I mean, I wasn't exactly wearing a house crest pin or anything. I don't know about you.
No, definitely not. But House Quinn doesn't much like the other nobles.
It's not like they would simply assume it looking at us, so I think we are safe so long as we are not standing up on a soapbox to proclaim it.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I mean, unless we were very convincing.
One must step on a soapbox lightly.
Very strangely cryptic and message from Doran.
Do you? Nope, not going to. I'm not going to. Nope.
Wait,
Not to think
do
about
you
that.
even know what you say sometimes?
Yeah, like.
No, we do not.
Yep.
One good news that Cahosa would know about Queenstown is visibly carrying weapons. You can get away with that there.
Ha-ha!
And most of House Quinn is visibly armed.
I feel like we're walking into like Capulets versus Montague situation where everyone's just always showing off their swords and being like at all times.
So
That's-
no biting thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. House Quinn, I mean, they all have outlandish titles that they're given when they join House Quinn, but none of them are born noble. They just buy into it and join the gang. But they're all, very flashy about appearing tough and noble. So yeah, it is sort of that kind of scene. But you know that also the city guard doesn't really go into Queenstown. Either they're bought off by House Quinn, or they know they won't make it back out of Queenstown alive.
Oof.
So they just stay out of Queenstown.
Oh boy.
And House Quinn basically runs the law in that area.
Oh boy.
The
Okay.
fact that this address is here makes me even more just like, what is this person doing down here?
Yeah, like what is happening? Like this is so confusing. What is going on?
Well, let's find out.
Yep. Let's. We all had some good sleep and recovered all our stress. Oh wait.
Well,
Michi's like, I feel pretty good.
Well, and someone also took stress, so I mean, you're not alone.
I didn't know how many stress I had before I cleared it, so who knows?
It's great. This is fine.
Checking because I'm curious.
you're literally checking right now.
Yeah, Torith is you technically have 0 stress towards actual Fallout rolls, but you have a lot that's being absorbed by your resistances right now.
Mirabelle,
Kosa definitely is carrying
I'm
the
really
most
trying to
stress.
break that mind, but dang, there's so much
I'm winning the stress race, okay? I'm winning it. And we
You are
cannot,
definitely winning the
you
stress race.
cannot take the stress from me. I clings to me.
Well, now you have more than one way to refresh.
I do. I have a new way to refresh, which is awesome. Thank goodness. Because the other one was hard. I never got to do it.
Huh? You may get to in Queenstown.
Mine's really easy. I just have to uncover information.
That's much
Or
easier.
hidden information.
Dear
That's-
Grant Howitt, please make the midwife refresh easier. It's not.
Or Jason put more defenseless.
Yeah,
people
I was gonna say I think
Yeah.
it depends on the game.
That's true. It is definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
As House Destera, you can sacrifice your spiders for people. So.
Did you just say you want me to let my spiders die?
They are self-sacrificing for your safety. I'm just saying.
How dare you?
Sometimes your spiders have to be the hero.
They are always little tiny heroes, and they do so without dying. Today they did it by dangling in front of your faces and biting on your necks.
Hard to
Where
argue
are
that.
all the good arachnids gone, and where are all the rest?
But yeah, I think we're going to stop there today because I really want to have Imogene back for
'Cause I'm
Queenstown.
sure this is
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
That's true. That makes sense.
Yeah, and you said we can. It's not concealed carry in.
Yeah.
No, it's you can. I mean,
Yeah.
you may have to explain it to House Quinn people, but you don't have to explain it to the guard. There's no guard checking.
So
That
before
might-
this,
that might be even more amazing because my weapon is a found rapier.
Ooh.
what are the domains within Queenstown?
Queenstown would probably be considered crime from mostly.
Okay, I'm just thinking about what I should do and what I should write in notes while it's still fresh in my mind of what my knack should be next time. But I think it should definitely either be like fight or crime.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. So we want to go around and say goodbye? Everyone say their thing?
Let's do it.
Okay. Do you want to go in the same order but backwards? Starting with Dustin? Going backwards?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, I am Dusty at GeoNerd on Twitter and Twitch, and I sometimes am on this channel running games. Though I'm working on some things that I will be talking to Jess about eventually that we'll do towards the end of next month. I have some Halloween-y ideas. I think I have a Ryutama Halloween idea, and I have a D&D 5e that I got from Trash Mob Minis idea, which is just hags fighting in mech house suits.
I saw that tweet. That was good.
That's the best one. That's so good.
Yes, Mobile Hut Grundum will be a. Oh, Nicholas, yes. But yeah, so catch me on here. Stay in Jess's channel, subscribe, like, check out her Patreon, do all those things because she's amazing. And if you're watching on YouTube, go find all these things, and then I'll keep you updated on what I'm doing
Yay.
here on this channel.
Yep. And
Throw it to Jason. Am I throwing it?
yeah, sure. Throw
Yes,
it to Jason.
that's right.
Throw it. That's the wrong direction. Go the other way. There you go. You're doing it. There you go. You threw it to Jason. Jason, catch it. Catch. There. Perfect.
That was the right direction?
Yeah, that
All
was good.
Perfect. That was probably not good, but sure. I'm Jason, at Jace Levine on Twitter. Surprise, I run this game here. So you'll at least see me here every other Saturday doing Spire for at least a few more sessions. And I'm also playing Knights and Bikes with Jess sometimes. So yeah, you might catch me doing that too. And then I randomly I'm in the chat for a bunch of other streams that Jess does. So yeah, you'll see me around quite a bit.
And you're going next Friday. You're going to be on Fiasco.
Yes, I will be.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now throw it to Nicholas. Yep, that's the right direction. There you go, Nicholas. No.
I'm Nicholas. You can find me at Nivinter at Twitter. Here on every other Saturday. I got the name of the day right. Yay me. Where we play in this Spire game, and on the other bi-weekly Fridays I'm running a Genesis game. That's a little bit spookier, at least that was the intent, but it's going more whimsical for each.
It's both. Spooky and whimsical go together sometimes really well.
That just seems to happen in any game where you and Jess are in it.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's what I do on the internet, basically. I draw things. You can get a Halloween avatar right now.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, get a Halloween avatar from Nicholas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the money will go to me buying Christmas presents to people.
I'm gonna commission you one at the end of this week when I have money again, because I want one. But...
Yeah, I was gonna contact you.
I mean, my avatar is literally the best avatar you ever made for me, and that was randomly from me at a bar.
The wizard one.
Yeah, it's
That's
my
the best
favorite.
one. It's so good. Yeah, if you're here in the Twitch or watching it later on the VOD, it'll be in the chat. Everyone's information is in the chat. And if you are on YouTube, everyone's information is down below. So if you go and find them, you can find them at all the places they are and see all the cool stuff they do and commission them for Days Arts and play games with them and all that sort of stuff. My name is Jess. Thank you for being here. This is my channel where we play lots of games. I love this one. I love, even though I'm stressed. In all
stressed.
In all caps. Like, okay, it's like instead of a rainbow.
Are we talking about the game or life? I'm not really sure which right now.
How do you define what's Spire and what isn't Spire stuff? Like,
This is how you know that Spire isn't life, because I'm not stressed in it.
But yeah, where I play with these wonderful, awesome folks, and next week we will have Megan back, who go check her out. She can't shout for herself, so I'm gonna shout her out right now. Check out all her stuff. She just made a new game about bees, which is freaking awesome, and you should go check it out. And her other ones as well, and all her cool stuff. So go check out Megan at Megan Lynn for the win. She also is on Encounter Roleplay. Look at how good I am and good shouting other people out. I think on Mondays I've actually been trying to catch up on the VODs of her show because it's really good. Go check it out. She plays something I hadn't thought before, like a warlock who's kind of like a Healy warlock, which I'd never contemplated before, which is very, very cool. But yeah, as for me, just follow here and you're good, and I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and watch these videos over because they're freaking great, and this story is just freaking awesome. And Grant Howitt, check out all his stuff, all he does, because we appreciate him making the setting for us, and we chat about him all the time for making.
Thank you, Grant, for being weird.
Thank you, Grant, for giving us weird stuff to play with. We love it.
So a couple things I want to mention, actually springing off of that. So Grant Howitt and Chris Taylor, who make Spire, have another Kickstarter that will be going up the 17th, I think, of this month. So in a few days, for Heart, which is their new game, which takes place in the same universe as Spire, under Spire.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a dungeon delving body horror game where all the adventures are people who are definitely not role models. And I will probably, I still intend to run some play testing, like one shots or multi shots of that, probably after this Spire campaign is done, possibly on this channel. Yeah. And also I want to mention that the art that Megan got done of Imogene, which is like up there.
Yep, you got it.
That was done by Dano. Dragonsparks, friend of the channel.
Yep.
And it's really awesome.
I will make sure to link Dano. We always link Rowan Rook and Card, which is where you can find Spire, and the second the Kickstarter goes live, I will make those links available too, so you can grab them, because you need all the things. Go get all the things. That's there you go. That's the first one. Then there's another one called Strata, and then there's a new one called Heart you need. Sorry, you need them all.
They are very good games.
They're amazing. But yeah,
really sold on.
Come here, hang out with us here, where we play so many different TTRPGs. Like Nicholas said, we have Genesis on Fridays. We often have Fiascos on Fridays. We have a few one-shots often on Fridays as well. Saturdays, we're here doing this. Usually on Saturday, Dustin and I do WoW. We're not doing that tonight because I gotta run and go do stuff. So no WoW tonight, but next time. Sundays I play Borderlands with Slayer, and since there's a new Borderlands out, Borderlands 3, I basically am playing Borderlands all the time. So this is now just a Borderlands channel. Sorry,
like,
but
randomly on Saturday mornings before Spire.
Yeah, this is Borderlands. Anytime I'm not doing something else, it is now Borderlands 3, and there's a really freaking awesome extension. So you should come and watch and interact because it's so freaking cool, and I love it. And thanks in advance for sending me presents, and also I guess bad guys, and you can name them after yourself.
I also got loot from the extension, so like I'm like, I guess I need the game now because I have loot that got sent to me.
I got
like a really good blue gun, and I can't wait to see it when I eventually buy the game.
So yep, come do all those things. And then you can also find me on Mondays over at Greyhawk channel. You can find me over at Wednesdays on Pro Restarters channel. You can find me over on Thursdays on Scraticus Academy. So yeah, I'm doing a lot, and I just made a new game. That's a thing. So I'm done talking now.
Do you even have a command for your new game yet?
I think we changed the command. It was previously Our Lady for my first game, and someone changed it to Go Games, I think. And it takes you to just my general itch.io. I'm pretty sure. Maybe Go Game? It's something like that. It takes you to my just general itch page. Itch.io page, which, okay, it was a thing, I swear. It's someone made a command, I saw it happen. One of my mods, all my mods are awesome, but one of the mods made a command, and it's there, and it takes you to the itch.io page where you can see all my different things I'm working on. Oh, and especially for the new one I just made, instead of giving me money, wait until it comes out in a bundle, and all the money goes to charity, and you can get all the games, and it goes to environmental charity, because you don't want to give me money, because F that.
What?
I'm just teasing. Anyways. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Thanks so much for hanging out. We appreciate you. See you all later. Until next time when we can play games again. Goodbye. Bye.